And then I thought this was funny. Chuck Schumer said that Biden's mental acuity is as good as it ever was. And I went,
Oh,
well, then
well,
he
that's
was,
saying nothing.
yeah, I wanted to go, well, so he's been really bad all along then.
Right. Hi, welcome to Texas Tough Chicks. If it's your first time, welcome. If you're coming back for your poison, we're glad you're here. And
Yes.
we got a lot going on in our country, and we thought we had so much to talk about. We didn't even know how to title this. There's just so much. We're just losing our country. We're losing it. It's
American insanity. There's a lot of American insanity going on right now.
Yes.
So, or no, insanity in America, not American insanity, but yeah. But I wanted to start off one thing. I want to give a little nod to Tom MacDonald for his latest video that came out today. Love it. Love you, Tom. There's the two favorite lines from it was the one about the rat race, how it doesn't matter if you're rat number 1, 2, or 3, that they're the cat that's going to eat you or kill you.
Yes.
That's a good line. And then toward the end when he said, and I went, whoa, this is so true. Evil runs the world now like hell ain't got no vacancy. And I went, that is so true. That is so true. So true.
Yeah.
So kudos, Tom. You did it again. We love you.
Again. Excellent song. Excellent words. Trying to just knock out that, Republican versus Democrat, and one good side, one bad side. What? We've got corruption all the way across the board. Why can't we just be American?
Exactly. And in our house, that's what we say. If you're an American first, we're on your side.
Right.
If you're anything else, no.
Yeah, no. I used to be like, it's all about the platforms, right? It's the platform. Each party has their platform, what they believe in. Right. And I used to always make that argument until we got so much corruption in the Republican Party. And I just thought, how do I stand with this when they don't stand up for what's right? When we have the majority where we can change back to making things, function again and
constitutional, taking it back to the Constitution, and we don't.
I just don't know how. I don't know how to defend that. I don't know how to defend those people.
I don't either. Well, speaking of defense, that kind of leads me into one topic is the latest 2 trials that Trump's been through. I got infuriated about number one, the woman, and I'm not going to name her name. Who had the?
Does she just seem like a scorned woman? Like
well, she is.
I'm like, did they have a relationship? Like,
I don't think.
Sounds like an ex-wife, doesn't she? She sounds like an ex-wife.
But when you look into her past, I don't think that what she says ever happened. And here's the thing. Here's the big takeaway about this is that case had passed the statute of limitations as far as even coming to trial. And they said, oh, no, we'll just change the law and let you do this. Again, what is a 2-tier justice? Then
they're making him a victim.
Right.
And they're making him the underdog. And what does America love? The underdog.
An underdog.
He's raising more money. He's getting more popular. He's getting more popular, more and more percentage against Biden.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like, do they not understand how this works in America?
Apparently not. And then the other one this was a great one when the New York one about the fraud trial. That one was great because they said that well, it's not a great thing what they did, but how can you have a trial and you collect money, an arbitrary amount of money, when there's no victim?
Right.
They had okay, first of all, he had no jury, which to me is not right. He should have had a jury. Number 2 was the banks that he supposedly defrauded came in and said, hey, we did business with him. Everything went great. He repaid the loans and we do business with him again.
Exactly.
So what then is wrong? There's nothing wrong.
Right.
And so this money, and then the best part was the guy from Shark Tank came out and said, oh man, New York doesn't understand what they just did, because if they can do this to this man who built a good part of the New York skyline, I would suggest the rest of you businessmen just kind of take your little wagon and go to another state.
Right.
So,
so true. I mean, it's just like saying, oh, well, we're going to charge someone with robbery, but they didn't go to a store and rob anything. It's like, but there's no store that said, well, he robbed from us. It's
Right.
ridiculous. It's just
I know.
ridiculous. And they're just making him into the underdog. They're just they're creating a situation where people are going to stand behind him because it's so wrong.
Right.
What's coming against him. It's so unfair. It's so unfair that even liberals are seeing this. Like, that's how unfair.
Yeah, and everybody sees, it's just like he said all along. It's like, they're coming for you.
Yeah.
Not, I'm just in the way.
Exactly.
If they can do this kind of stuff to this man who has this much money and this much power and whatever, what could they do to me and you? If they decide,
87,000 new IRS agents.
Yeah, and they're not going after the wealthy people. They're coming for us.
Right, because the wealthy can hire the attorneys to fight for them, and guess who cannot?
Right.
Afford that. Right.
Right. Yep.
So, I want to bring up the AT&T, T-Mobile. I didn't hear Verizon, but I didn't lose any service. But that glitch that we had, it'd be yesterday right now.
Right.
Sorry, I didn't hear any real reason for that. I think T-Mobile came out and said they were doing an upgrade.
Oh, I heard
just
technical
a glitch of how vulnerable we are.
Yeah.
I mean, what if that was a cyber attack? They're probably not going to tell us it was, and we are so vulnerable. Like, you lose your phone.
Right.
We were in a national park yesterday, and there was no cell service in here. And I said to my husband, I said, what if an EMP hit right now? We are at least 30 miles from anything, from any type of, like, I guess, any kind of civilization, like any or anything.
And even if you could get back to your car wouldn't run because of all the computer stuff on board your vehicle. So then you'd be hiking out.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, we need to start thinking about this. We don't need a president who can't form a sentence or stumbles up going upstairs.
Right.
And they've shortened his stairs going up into Air Force One, and he's
it's
still
the back
stumbling.
End. Yeah. Instead of the big stairs at the front, they put him on the short steps in the back, and he still falls. But
yeah.
Speaking of him, I've got some other notes. Was kind of interesting. A couple of things about his mental condition. It says,
this should be interesting.
They were saying that Biden's mental faculties are too bad for him to be put on trial, but they're okay for him to run the country now.
And have his hand on the nuclear button. There you go. Yeah, thank you very much.
And then I thought this was funny. Chuck Schumer said that Biden's mental acuity is as good as it ever was. And I went,
well, that's saying nothing.
Yeah, I wanted to go, well, so he's been really bad all along. Then.
Right.
That's the way I took it. Biden said that Mexico borders Gaza.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's some geography I didn't know about.
Oh, yeah. And he's going to use, jumping to the border, he's going to use his executive order on the border issue. And I wanted to go, okay, well, why now? Oh, yeah, election year.
Right.
But why didn't he do it 3 years ago? And the thing is, he doesn't have to have executive orders to just enforce the laws we have.
Exactly.
I'm so sick of them saying that it's a broken system, that our immigration system is broken. There's nothing broken about it. What's broken is enforcement of the laws we have.
Right.
And then you hear all this awful stuff about today. There's a massive street release of illegals into San Diego. It's just a big dump of them, 300, 400, 500 people dumping in. Apparently, the cartels are flying drones over the borders now, and Border Patrol's been told you cannot shoot them down unless Mayorkas okays it, which he's not. So we've got cartel flying drones into America, and we can't do anything about it.
Oh my.
Now, that's not going to turn out bad, is it?
I can't wait until the rich people in San Diego flip out, just like the Martha's Vineyard people.
Oh yeah.
They're totally okay with it being somewhere else, but they're not going to like it in their backyard.
Nope. Another thing about the border, they said last year 14 Border Patrol agents committed suicide because they're so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you can't. What do? You can't do your job,
right?
And so that's got to be horrible.
It's this flood of people coming in, and look at, if we can't even regulate any of that, if we just have this basically open border policy Of course, people are going to come here. I would. If I'm in
Oh, yeah.
Mexico, I'm bringing my family right now. Demented president, I'm bringing my family.
Right.
If we can't even secure that, how are we going to look at an EMP or a digital or a cyber attack? How are we even managing that? I mean, we can't even do something as simple as protecting our own border. I'm
Right.
sorry, but they protect the border of the White House.
Right.
Each one of those congressmen and each one of those senators have fences around their own homes
Oh,
to
yeah.
keep out the homeless and to keep out the illegals, right?
Yep.
So
Oh, they put a
we
fence up
can't
to keep the people out on January 6th and everything.
exactly.
So, yeah. Well, here's one for you. I found out that there are 30 NGOs, nonprofits on the border to help the illegals, and they are receiving $1 billion of tax money. So that's above and beyond everything else that's going on with our tax money toward the border. 30 NGOs, non-government organizations who are down there helping the illegals, and we're paying for it.
Well, okay, I'll say Doctors Without Borders is giving
Yep.
out pamphlets on how to make your way to America. I mean, Doctors Without Borders, aren't they supposed to be non-political?
Yes.
What the hell are they doing? Why are they doing that? They're actually encouraging people to put their lives at risk.
Right.
That's ridiculous. And if we don't get a handle on this, we are in big trouble. And we already are in big trouble.
We are.
We aren't even talking about the terrorists that have come across, the
Chinese national,
have come across.
and all of those are men. They're all young fighting age men. I don't believe there's a single Chinese family that's come
anyone
across.
who talks to me about the struggling families that are coming across, I can tell that they're not looking at any of the pictures.
No.
They're not looking at anyone going down to the border and interviewing. Right now, there's a gentleman who's going down and just asking them, where are you from? Where are you from? Where are you from? Where are you from? And I mean, like out of 100, there might be 2 that are from South America. It's insane. And of course, why would you take advantage of the, demented president here?
Right. Well, and they asked I think it was Bill Melugin was in San Diego for this little fiasco happening there, and he interviewed one of the guys, and he said, "Why are you here, for a job?" He goes, "Oh no," he goes, "I'm here for the amnesty."
I mean, if we don't get a handle on this, if people don't start getting Texas tough, and our citizens don't start getting Texas tough and saying no more, not in violence, but just we have still rights to vote in the right people.
And we've got to do that. We have absolutely got to do that. But it's going to be so much more than that. I mean, it's beyond being Texas tough, because if we don't stop this train wreck, this November, that train is going to go into a solid brick wall.
Solid wall.
We have got to stop the wreck.
Got to start with being at least tough. We got to stop this ridiculous, for less than 10% of our population worrying about pronouns and crying over pronouns, and letting all these male athletes take our daughters' records away from them in sports. So we got to get Texas tough. That's a start right there.
And like Tom said, it's like all the evil going on, but stand up against the evil and just say, no, this is just evil, and we're not going to tolerate it.
It's wrong. We're glad you're here.
Yes.
We don't mean to be Debbie Downers, but we want everyone to know what's going on and talk about it with your neighbors, and vote right.
Yep. And like us, and send us some comments if it's something else that you see that's insanity in America.
If it's your first time, thank you for coming. And if you, sorry.